A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold and controversial move, President Trump announced on Tuesday that the federal government would seek the death penalty for murderers in Washington, D.C. This declaration comes as part of a broader federal crackdown on crime, with the capital city serving as a test case for Trump's law enforcement strategies. During a cabinet meeting, Trump stated, "If somebody kills somebody in the capital, Washington, D.C., we're going to be seeking the death penalty." And that's a very strong preventative. This statement reflects Trump's ongoing efforts to address what he describes as rampant lawlessness in the city, a sentiment he has echoed in relation to other urban areas across the United States. The District of Columbia has not executed anyone since 1957, when Robert Carter was convicted of murdering an off-duty police officer. The death penalty was abolished in D.C. in 1981, following a Supreme Court ruling that found its application to be unconstitutional. Despite this historical context, Trump is pushing to reinstate capital punishment as a means of deterrence, arguing that it is essential for addressing heinous crimes. This latest initiative follows an executive order signed by Trump on his first day back in office, which directed the Attorney General to pursue the death penalty in cases involving the murder of law enforcement officers or for capital crimes committed by undocumented immigrants. The president's rhetoric suggests a commitment to a tough-on-crime approach, which he believes will resonate with his base and potentially deter future violence. The announcement comes on the heels of a brief period in which Washington, D.C. experienced a notable decrease in murders, going 12 days without a homicide. However, this streak was broken early Tuesday with the killing of a 31-year-old man in southeast D.C. The Metropolitan Police Department continues to monitor crime trends in the area, which have fluctuated over recent years. While Trump's administration emphasizes the need for federal intervention, local leaders, including D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, have pushed back against claims of widespread crime. Bowser noted that crime rates have actually fallen since a spike in 2023, suggesting that the federal presence may not be necessary. Nonetheless, Trump has mobilized hundreds of National Guard and federal law enforcement officers to the city, reinforcing his message of law and order. The president's push for the death penalty in D.C. presents significant legal challenges, as most murders are prosecuted under local law. Additionally, the use of capital punishment requires jury approval, which could prove difficult in a city where public opinion largely opposes the death penalty. Trump's administration has previously reinstated the federal death penalty, which had been paused under his predecessor, Joe Biden. The president's January executive order described capital punishment as a critical tool for deterring violent crime, emphasizing its historical role in American justice. While the majority of executions occur at the state level, the federal government retains the authority to impose capital punishment, a power that Trump has sought to leverage. The president's comments have sparked a national conversation about the efficacy and morality of the death penalty, particularly in a city that has historically been opposed to its use. D.C. residents overwhelmingly voted against capital punishment in a 2002 referendum, reflecting a long-standing aversion to the practice. As Trump seeks to implement these changes, he faces the challenge of navigating local sentiments and the existing legal framework. In recent weeks, Trump has hinted at extending his crime-fighting strategy to other cities, such as Chicago and Baltimore, which he claims are also plagued by violence. His willingness to deploy federal troops to these urban areas has drawn criticism from local officials, who argue that such measures are unnecessary and politically motivated. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has accused Trump of trying to create a crisis in Chicago to justify federal intervention. As the debate over crime and punishment continues, Trump's administration remains focused on its law enforcement agenda, aiming to demonstrate a commitment to public safety. Whether this approach will lead to tangible results in reducing crime or simply exacerbate tensions between federal and local authorities remains to be seen. As the situation unfolds, the implications of Trump's death penalty proposal will likely reverberate beyond the borders of Washington, D.C., influencing national discourse on crime, punishment, and justice in America. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.